Well, let's have a look at the Telegraph now, see what we've got there.
They go with this, well, they also have Trump under arrest because everyone has to have this picture, but then they also speak of the PM to protect biological women under change to the equality law by changing, when it says sex, they will say biological sex, clarifying.
I still can't look at the phrase biological women and think of it as just a normal way of describing women. I mean, it still sounds like a kind of washing powder or something.
Very non-bio sounds like a slur.
People only say biological for washing powder or warfare, and now it will be for women.
The third category.
Three category.
Like things that come in bunches, but you can't say the third one of those.
But so Stonewall is saying that this might not benefit women. This is probably not the point. If your argument is that this is not of benefit, it won't cost them anything, so you could do it. I think there's an argument to say if it clarifies a law, then why not? Because none of the newspapers seem to mention the fact that it also will be illegal to discriminate against someone because they are transgender. So everyone will be being represented here. This is good, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the sine qua non of good legislation is it has to be unambiguous. You have to draft it in such a way that it cannot be misunderstood. And that's the first, you can argue about what you're trying to say in Parliament and in committee stages and so on, but when you're actually coming to draft legislation, it has to be clear. And this is something that, of course, we've spent the last 2,000 years thinking was fairly clear. Yeah. And now suddenly it's all up for grabs.
I mean, it's interesting that, we're not even going that far back when we look at the Equalities Act, but for them to muddle, sex and gender just shows how much the landscape has changed, and now, people do conflate sex with gender.
But there will now be, I think there have already been people, although I don't know whether they would have very high rank or status in this dispute, at a governmental level, who are saying, so does biological mean XY chromosomes or XX chromosomes, or does biological mean they've had significant enough surgery to...
Oh man, we need the Bible to come back. I never believed in God till now. Now I think Jesus, we need you more than ever.
This is the snake's doing. Well, Jordan Peterson would say the snake is DNA, wouldn't he? I think he used to say that was the double helix. Anyway, anything else on that front page we need to talk about, Steve?
Well, we've covered the Trump thing and the biological redefinition. I mean, there's a story about golf breakaways getting upset. But I'm not too moved by that.
Golf sale.